Yesterday, I had so much for the very few hours that I'm not working that I needed to cover in my live streams based on phone calls or things that were going on that I forgot to mention this one. So, Katie Porter, Katie Porter, you're so rad. There's the North LA, Ventura County area is similar to Orange County in its political landscape. And the congressional district up there is currently held by a Republican. Christy Smith has not been able to. This was formerly Katie Hill's district, right? And she stepped down a couple of years back because she was outed by her ex-husband, her abusive ex-husband, as having a consensual affair with a staffer. And it wasn't really an affair because I think they were already separated or divorced or in the process of getting a divorce or something, but whatever. It's a woman, so, and not only is it a woman, it's a bisexual woman, so now, you're going to demonize her and make her out to be somehow deserving of stepping out of her seat when you've got people like Matt Gaetz running around, but hey. So the only reason that Christy Smith got backing in the special election to replace Katie Hill was because Katie Hill had endorsed her. So we're all like, okay, we're going to fall in line. That was stupid. So stupid. I've been supporting a great candidate in that district for the last year or so, Ruth Levinos. But apparently there's another person who entered the race, Quaye Quartey. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So I'm obviously geographically kind of far away from this one, but I just have a lot of activist friends in that area. So I really don't know what's happening right now other than what I'm getting sort of over phone calls. Apparently this Quay dude is definitely not as progressive as Ruth, but is more progressive than Christy, which isn't. That's a pretty low bar anyway. That's a pretty low bar. So Katie made it. This is so interesting and so complicated. Katie got in it. Katie's got some real name recognition at this point. She won a tough seat in South Orange County. She won it while campaigning on Medicare for All. Lofty goals, and she accomplished it. And she's really made us proud down here with her whiteboards and her graphs and everything. And she tears it up. So with the redistricting, she's now running on the coast, and I've done a lot of commentary on this as well. That she basically displaced Harley Rouda, and Harley Rouda's a little butthurt about this, right? Because he thought he was going to try and run against Michelle Steele again for the coastal district, and they both ran scared because Katie's in the race now because she got redistricted in to that district, so she's running on the coast. Harley suspended his campaign in the beginning of January, but anybody in Orange County who does any sort of political activism, volunteerism, organizing whatsoever, we all know that guy holds grudges like nobody we've ever seen. He holds grudges like crazy. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so Katie has made a few endorsements here. She's endorsed Jessica Cisneros, which I think all progressives can pretty much agree on that. I don't know who Dr. Yadira Carovio. I'm not familiar with that candidate. But I would probably trust Katie's judgment in that. I mean, she's done pretty well for us. So here's another interesting aspect of this. So Katie Porter OC started Truth to Power to help elect candidates who will stand up to corporate special interests and fight for families. This is very interesting because in Harley's concession, he mentioned starting up a PAC to advance candidates with common sense values or some such bullshit. You know, centrist views. So I don't know who started what first, but it very much looks like Harley is just trying to ride Katie, ride her ass right now because because everybody knows he holds grudges. He holds grudges. So Katie endorses Quaye in that race up in North LA, Ventura County. And I got a call about this yesterday. That's the only reason I knew this happened. So I had to go digging for it because it's not anywhere on Harley's own social media, which is very interesting. Which is very interesting. I could not find it on his Facebook page. I could not find it on his Twitter account. But you know where I found it? I found it on Christy Smith's page. I found it on Christy's page. Christy Smith has been a leader. From what I've heard, her assembly person record wasn't great either, but okay. Who will always speak truth to power and put her constituents above all else. In 2020, she came within 333 votes of unseating Mike Garcia, who then went on to parrot the big lie and side with the insurrectionists. He is a disgrace to our nation and must be defeated. Christy Smith is that candidate. Former U.S. Congressman Harley Rouda. I'm with Christy Smith for U.S. Congress. So Christy, he hasn't got it on any of his social media. You're the only one posting this. So that's interesting that he didn't put it up himself. He did not put it up himself. Grateful to former Congressman Harley Rouda for his support. Christy, that's like the kiss of death. That dude does not know how to win. And the minute Katie stepped into that district to run, every organizer in Orange County knew he was finished. This is a very interesting endorsement. He accomplished so much during his term, including fighting climate change and expanding healthcare. Always putting, oh God, are they still using the using the damn consultant with the template? Country over party. I've talked about this before. If you go back in my live streams, I've talked about how they have a consultant that gave them a template, and they're all using the same hashtag, and they all lost, all of them. CD-27 deserves a representative who will defend democracy and put our community first. Yeah, except you're going to kill Medicare for all, right? Like, you don't. And by the way, Christy Smith is an internet troll. I've literally seen her on a fellow activist candidate's page trolling him. It's the weirdest thing. Like, if you're a candidate, you should not be getting into internet fights with people. That is so bizarre. That's so bizarre to me. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments. Oh, why does Facebook, why do you do this bullshit? There's only 4 comments. Fuck's sake. Oh, one of them must be from somebody I've blocked. Wow, y'all just keep patting yourselves on the back with these losers here. Who liked it? You know who I'm looking for. I want to see if Harley liked it. Because it's not on his social media anywhere, y'all. But apparently this endorsement, she released this endorsement 5 minutes after Katie endorsed her opponent. I don't see Harley on here. Christy, I do not see Harley on here at all. Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, you know what? I think she's pretty freaked out right now because now that Katie, let me give you a little more background on this because I have discussed this on a different live stream before. This isn't a live stream. This is like me doing a react video, right? I have discussed this before. Let me refresh my memory what I was going to say. Oh, yes. Okay. So when Harley was running, the time that he did win, right, in 2018, the 2018 cycle, he did not get the party endorsement. And in fact, he convinced his opponents in the Democratic side of the House to get everybody to vote for a no endorsement, except Dr. Hans Kurtzstedt did not go along with the plan, and so the delegates actually gave the endorsement to Dr. Hans Kurtzstedt because he was bold enough to go against Harley Rouda and actually ask for their endorsement. Okay, so he got the party endorsement, and Harley, in his true grudgeful ways, thinking that he's the golden boy, worked his indivisible and D-Trip-C contacts, and probably mostly Bloomberg, right? Because he was getting money from Bloomberg, and he even endorsed Bloomberg for president, which pissed off, I think, almost every single Democrat in Orange County. That was like shocking. Like he lost everybody. Even the moderates who had supported him previously were kind of out when he did bullshit like that. So, but what ended up happening is he got Indivisible and the D-Trip-C to endorse him despite the fact that the California Democratic State Party had endorsed Dr. Hans Kurtzstedt. It looks like that is what Christy might be afraid of here, is losing the California Democratic State Party endorsement, because she already had the party lined up, and now Katie is stepping in and saying, nope, you are not the best candidate for that race. Not. So we are just ahead of the pre-endorsing conferences, y'all. She is not an incumbent, so she doesn't have any sort of incumbent protections. It very well will. It's not going to be decided. It won't. Not now that Katie put that down, and the fact that he's raising so much money, the party's going to turn on her too, and she knows it. CDP's going to turn on her too, because they look for the people who are capable of raising enough money. They want the top fundraisers to be the runners, because that's also how they, pay their own bills, basically, by having top fundraisers. Christy knows she's doomed. So she got this guy that holds lots of grudges to give her a quote that he's so unenthusiastic about that he wouldn't even put it on his own social media. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So now it's going to be interesting to see what the LA CDP does, because they were all wholeheartedly behind Christy, and now what you going to do? What you going to do now? What you going to do? And from what we understand, party leadership was backing her as well. But now they clearly have a candidate that can out fundraise her, and that's pretty tempting, because if he can out fundraise her, that means more money for the CDP as well, because generally they enter some level of agreements to scratch each other's backs, right? Very interesting development. Well, I guess Harley doesn't feel that confident about this endorsement, because I literally could not find it on any of his own social media, Christy.